So discontinuous, we were discussing about the discontinuous conduction mode, and we have derived the expression for the output voltage of the converter in the discontinuous conduction mode. So this one, okay. So this is for discontinuous conduction mode. I hope you remember this expression, and we got this expression. Whereas in the continuous conduction mode, the expression which we got, is that 2Vm by pi into cos alpha. This is the expression we got. So I hope you remember this thing. Okay. Then we go further with this expression of the output voltage in the discontinuous conduction mode. Okay. So we bring this here. We bring this here. Yeah. So in this expression, I would like to tell these things. So this is the output voltage. This is the output voltage of your converter. Now the output voltage of the converter is nothing but the input to the. It is nothing but input to the motor. So output voltage of the converter is nothing but the input to the motor. So I will write here. If you recall the motor equation, okay, you will find out that VA is equal to EB plus IARA. I hope you remember this equation. Okay, and one more thing is that using this equation we can further simplify. Yeah, we have some more expressions, that is EB is equal to some K Km omega m. I hope you remember this expression also. Okay, and where, okay, we recall that. If you want, we will recall that also. Phi z n by 60 into p by a. So we'll write n in terms of omega. So then it becomes, we'll write here phi z omega is equal to 2 pi n by 60. So 60 omega by 2 pi n by 60 omega by 2 pi. So 60 omega by 2 pi into 60 into a. So then that omega, so of course the omega m in the sense, please let me correct, because omega m is nothing, omega only. Okay, I will change that, no problem. So omega. So then from this 60, everything will get cancelled except omega is there. So what is Km from this? Km I will write some here. Km is equal phi z p, because 60 will get cancelled, divided by 2 pi a. This is the Km value. Okay. So that Km is here. So EB is equal can be written as Km into omega. Similarly, there is expression for torque. Every time we are deriving the torque. So torque is equal to, if you recall, 2 pi nt by 60 is power. So 2 pi n by 60 is omega. So T omega is equal to power. So T is equal to power by omega. So power is equal to EB into, see, this already I derived. That's the reason that I'm just flowing like that. Okay, omega. Okay, then EB into omega. So EB can be written as Km into omega into Ia by omega. So the answer is Km into A. So Km into A. So we got EB expression, we got T expression. Is I is there? I forgot I. Now we will do one thing. So in place of EB, we will write this. So here, that is equal to EB is equal to Km into omega plus Ia can be written as T by Km. So T by Km into Ra. So this is the expression we got right side. Then we simplify this further. So we'll take omega on one side and torque on another side. Okay. So we will take omega on one side, torque on another side. So how can I do this thing? No problem. But Km into omega is equal to Pm by pi into cos alpha minus cos beta plus Eb into Eb by pi into pi plus alpha minus beta. Okay. So then minus T by Km into Ra. Yeah, this Eb is there here also. So we'll substitute in place of Eb, we'll substitute K omega. So then there is another problem. Yes, no problem. We'll simplify this further. Okay. So once again, Km into omega is equal to Vm by pi into cos alpha minus cos beta plus we can write Eb as Km into omega once again by pi to pi plus alpha minus beta. Okay. Beta minus T by Km into Ra. So then we'll take this Km omega once again this side. Okay. Then Km omega you take common, then you take this side will take on the right hand side, then it becomes 1 minus pi plus alpha minus beta by pi. Okay. This you will get, so that is equal to on the right hand side. So Vm by pi into cos alpha minus cos beta minus T into Ra by Km. Okay. So then yeah, we still have some simplification here. What is simplification is that Km into omega will take pi here, will take pi outside, then it is pi minus, so pi pi minus alpha, so beta. So here you will find out only beta minus alpha, I'm sure. Just do the simplification, then you will understand yourself. And that is equal to Vm by pi into cos alpha minus cos beta minus Tra by Km. Okay. Then we find out what is omega. So omega is equal. So here pi is there. So we'll send everything on that side. So then it becomes Vm into cos alpha minus cos beta. Vm into cos alpha minus cos beta. So pi will get cancelled. So here in the down in the denominator you will get Km into beta minus alpha minus what do you find out this side? This, yeah, pi will be there here. So pi into Ra, pi into Ra. So km square, you will get km square into beta minus alpha into T. I'll put T here in red color. Yes. So you got the expression, you got the relationship between omega and T, both are in red color. Remaining all are almost constants except the values are there, alpha beta values are there. So those values will be different. Okay. So now one more thing what we can do here is that this is one expression we got. So we'll do one thing that using this expression, the expression which we got here between omega and T, using this expression, so we can find out the relationship between or we can draw the graph, the speed torque characteristics, just like how we have drawn in case of the previous analysis. Here also we'll draw. So omega, and this is torque. So what is the graph you will get here? Once again, it depends on the graph depends on what? The graph depends on alpha value. Say for example, I will take alpha is equal to 0. Say for if I take alpha is equal to 0, then this becomes 1. So 1 minus cos beta. Okay, Vm into 1 minus cos beta by Km into. So then it's nothing but a equation. It's a straight line, but it's a straight line having a negative slope. So then we'll put t is equal to 0. Then you will get a positive value. So if I go on increase the value of t, its value decreases. So you will get a graph something like this. Yes. I will take this straight line. Yeah, you will get a graph something like this. Okay. I will write here. This is for which case? This is for alpha is equal to 0. Now let me increase the value of alpha. So let me take the value of alpha 30. Then if I take 30, then this denominator will be decreased. Okay. So denominator will decrease in the sense this value increase, then this value increase. So now on the numerator also, as you are increasing the value of, so this value decreases. So then you will find out that this value will decrease further. Yeah, to understand this, it's very simple that you take you increase the value of, generally you know this thing, that when you increase the value of when you increase the value of alpha, cos alpha value decreases. When cos alpha value decreases, this difference also decreases. If this difference decreases, then this axis or this graph comes down. This is what you must understand. Similarly, for you further increase, you take alpha is equal to 60, then so this kind of the graphs you will get. So this is the speed torque characteristics, okay, of this particular single phase fully controlled fed separately excited DC motor. So this is the speed torque characteristics. Okay, now we'll do one more thing. What we can do is that we have this equation for the V average in the continuous conduction mode. What is that? We are in continuous conduction mode, 2Vm by pi into cos alpha. Cos alpha. This is the expression. Now I am interested to draw the graph, okay, between alpha and the average voltage. So one side, this is alpha, sorry, this is V average, V not average. So V not average. The other side it is alpha. So alpha, let me start with 0, then 90, then 180. What is the graph you will get? If it is alpha is equal to 0, then it will be something like this, 2Vm by pi. Because substitute alpha is equal to 0, you will get 2Vm by pi. Whereas at alpha is equal to 90, its value is 0. Whereas at alpha is equal to 180, it is minus, so it's minus 2Vm by pi. These are the values. So now you join all the 3 points. And remember, it's not a linear one, as it is a cos function, so something you will get like this. Yeah, it becomes 0. Yeah, this kind some kind of cosine function. Okay, some sine function or cosine function you will get here. Okay, so this is the relationship between alpha and output voltage in case of this. Okay, and then we have something more here that just like we have done in the case of your in case of your uh, semi converter. Here also we'll do the analysis for we'll do the analysis for discontinuous conduction mode. It means what is the current expression. Now we are going to find out the current expression for the discontinuous conduction mode case. Okay, this is the circuit diagram, and we have already draw the waveform. I remember. I hope I remember that we have already draw the waveform for the this one. This waveforms also I will copy now. Okay, these are the waveforms we got. Last class itself we have done this. Yeah, these are the waveforms for the discontinuous conduction mode. Okay, we will write here. Okay, now we will derive the expression for the current. This current is there. So this current expression we will derive. So how do you derive is that first of all, to derive this, you will derive that piecewise, in the sense interval wise you will derive. So first interval, if you take the first interval, what is the first interval? Just recall the last class, nothing else. Alpha to beta. So the first interval is from alpha to beta. Alpha less than equal to beta. Okay. So in this case, I told you already that this blue color I have drawn in the previous class. So then the closed path is through Vs and the thyristor 1 and 4 and through the motor. Then what is Va in this case? If you recall, the Va in this case is Vm sin omega t only. Why Vm sin omega t? Because Va is equal to Vs when the switches are conducting. When the thyristors are conducting, Va is equal. So uh, then then we will apply KVL here in this closed path to find out the current, because we want to find out the current which is flowing here, IA. So then if you apply KVL here, then VA is equal yeah, just apply KVL like how we are doing, IARA plus LA dIA by dt plus EB. Yes, this one. Okay, then once again we'll further simplify. IARA plus LA dIA by dt is equal, what is VA? Vm sin omega t minus, you send this EB this side. Okay, now this is a first order differential equation. This is a first order differential equation whose forcing function is Vm sin omega t minus EB. Then what you do now? Once again, you will find out general solution. Then you find out the particular integral. You will follow the same procedure like how we did in the last class for the semi converter. So, what is the general solution for this kind of first order differential equation? We have done that already, so I will directly bring this here. So, general solution of IA. So, what is general solution of IA? Here you will get some constant K e power, yeah, let me take some constant, some k10, because there are so many constants we have been facing, so it's better we'll just do this thing. So e power minus omega t cot phi. Yeah, I want you to recall this. I'm sure that we got this with the general solution. Now coming to the particular integral. So if you want to know the particular integral, then the particular integral is because of the forcing function. The forcing function is Vm sin omega t minus Eb. So we apply superposition principle, then we will find out the particular integral for each part of the forcing function. There are two parts of the forcing function. One is Vm sin omega t, another is minus Eb. So both the cases we will find out the particular integral individually. Then at the end we will add algebraically. That is superposition principle. So first we will do particular integral pi1. That is because of because of Vm sin omega t. Then if it is because of Vm sin omega t, it is nothing but series RL circuit. So for series RL circuit, what is the current expression in steady state? That is Vm by Z sin omega t minus phi. I hope you remember this thing. I'm sure that you might have remember this thing. So what is Z here is that what is Z here? Here Z is equal to square root of RA square plus omega LA whole square. Same procedure. Then what is phi? Tan inverse of omega LA by RA. This is phi value. Okay, we got this. And then, so this is the first particular integral. What is the second particular integral? Pi2, Pi2. You recall that. So series RL circuit, your DC voltage. See, this is already done in the case of the semiconductor. So if you have doubt, you can go through that. I will directly write the answer here. So you will get minus EB by RA. This is what you will get. So we got both the particular integrals because you see it's a series RL circuit and what is the current expression in steady state? So steady state, this inductor will not be there. It acts as a short circuit. So IA is equal to minus EB by RA. So then what is the total solution now? IA is equal to K10 e power. See there, what is K10 is nothing but just a constant. To avoid confusion, I put 10 there. Nothing else is there. So plus Vm by Z into sine omega t minus phi minus EB by RA. Okay, this is the expression for the current. Now the question is that here one constant is left here. So without knowing the constant, that is K10, we cannot complete this expression. So how to find out that K10 is just like how we did in case of the previous semiconductor case, that we will use the initial conditions. What are the initial conditions here? If you recall the initial conditions, what are the initial conditions? You will see the current waveform here. In the current waveform, I will take this thing that at omega t is equal to alpha, current IA is equal to 0. So this is the initial condition. So we will use that at omega t is equal to alpha, IA is equal to 0. Now you substitute this here. Then 0 is equal to K10 e power minus alpha cot pi plus Vm by Z sin omega t minus phi. Yeah, omega t. I'm sorry, omega t is nothing but alpha. So minus EB by RA. Yeah, from this expression, what is K10? K10 is equal to EB by RA minus Vm by Z sin alpha minus phi. Okay, so you divide with e power minus, it becomes plus. Yeah, this is K10. Now you substitute this K10 in the expression of IA, then you will get this expression also. So let me substitute that in this here. So IA is equal to K10 expression we got here. So EB by RA minus Vm by Z into sin alpha minus phi. E power alpha cot pi into e power minus omega t cot pi Vm by Z sin omega t minus alpha minus EB by RA. So IA is equal IA is equal, so we will further simplify this. We'll do one thing that we will take Vm by Z as common. It's better. Vm by Z as common. If I take, then sin omega t minus phi minus, yeah, minus sin alpha minus phi into e power alpha into cot phi into e power minus omega t into cot phi. So expression you will get here, you will take cot phi common, then e power alpha minus omega t into cot phi. This is when you take Vm by Z as common. Let me take minus Eb by Ra as common. Then 1 minus 1. Yeah, so 1 minus e power alpha minus omega t into cot phi. So this is the expression of current for what is this, for which duration it is, just remember it is for the interval number 1. Remember, now it is for the interval number 1. Now we will go to interval number 2. If I go to interval number 2, okay, before I go to interval number 2, we will do one more thing. What is that thing we will do is that at beta, at omega t is equal to beta, what is IA value? You see here yourself, just simple thing. This is beta. So at beta, your IA value is, this is one more thing. So at omega t is equal to beta, your IA value is equal to 0. So why do we require this thing is that, for example, if someone is asking you to find out what is beta, then we will use this equation here. Okay, using this equation, we can find out the value. So I will show you how it is. So okay, see now. Now substitute this here, then 0 is equal Vm by Z into, so sin omega t is beta, so beta minus 5 minus sin alpha minus 5 into e power alpha minus beta into cot 5 minus Eb by Ra 1 minus e power alpha minus beta into cot 5. Now solving this particular equation, if you solve this equation, we will find out the value of beta. So this is only to find out beta. Okay. Now one more thing you must understand. Now this is the expression. Now which expression it is this? So this is the expression we got for IA. This is the expression we got for IA. For continuous conduction. For example, if someone is asking you what is the value of beta, then how do you find out is that in this expression you substitute omega t is equal to beta, at that time IA is equal to 0. You have seen from the waveform. Okay. Okay. Then what we will do here is now that okay, so what we will do here is that we'll go for the continuous conduction. So what is the continuous conduction now? Continuous conduction is second interval. So what is the second interval now? Sorry, second interval will go. So second interval, in the second interval of the discontinuous conduction mode, what is there in the second interval? Yeah, this is the second interval. That is from beta to pi plus alpha. Because from beta to pi plus alpha, So from beta to pi plus alpha. So yeah, in this duration, what is the value of IA? IA is equal to 0. So you don't need to mention anything regarding this. So this is the second interval. Okay. So this is about second interval and first interval. For example, see, till now we discussed about the continuous conduction mode and discontinuous conduction. Both the modes we have done this. If someone is asking you what is the situation if there at the boundary between if someone is asking you what is the situation at the boundary between CCM and DCM. So at CCM and DCM, what is the condition? This condition already we have derived if you recall the previous semi-converter. What we find out the condition there, beta is equal to pi plus alpha. When beta is equal to pi plus alpha, at that time, so we know ourselves is that it is the boundary between um, it is the boundary between continuous conduction mode and discontinuous. This already we derived in the last. So I'm just bringing the same thing that the boundary is nothing but always it is when beta is equal to pi plus alpha. So now we do one thing that we will substitute this in the previous equation, this last equation. Then what we will get here? 0 is equal to Vm by Z into sine beta place you substitute pi plus alpha. So pi plus alpha minus phi minus sine alpha minus pi. Okay. Yeah, then e power alpha pi plus alpha. So then cot phi minus EB by RA into 1 minus e power minus is not there. So alpha minus pi minus alpha cot phi. So this is the expression. This is the when you substitute that. Now we'll simplify this further. Uh, we'll simplify this further. Yeah, we can simplify this further and we can find out any relationship we will get here. Okay, that's not the that we can go ahead like this. Okay, so now we got somewhere omega m equation we got. Where is that omega m equation we got here? So somewhere we have, yeah, here omega. So this omega equation is there. So we'll bring this here. There is one important thing we must know from this omega equation. I will bring this here once again. Yeah, we can simplify this equation further, then we will get some relationship which is not useful right now for us. So we will not do that simplification as it is not useful right now. So now this is the relationship between omega and t. Okay. Now we will do one thing that in this expression, we will substitute beta is equal to pi plus alpha. Why we will substitute is that it is the boundary condition. So at the boundary condition, I am interested to know what is the value of omega m. Omega, not omega. So omega boundary I will write here. Boundary. Boundary. So then Vm cos alpha minus cos pi plus alpha. Okay. Divided by Km pi plus alpha minus alpha minus pi Ra by Km square into pi plus alpha minus alpha. So simplifying all these things into t. So we will get some other omega value at boundary. So this way we'll do the simplification. So now what you understood now is that DCM, discontinuous conduction mode you understood, continuous conduction mode you understood. Okay, and then the relationship between the boundary condition also you have seen. Okay, and speed torque characteristics we have seen. The relationship between alpha and output voltage also you have seen. Okay, so I hope with this single phase full controlled converter fed with separately excited DC motor is over. Okay, so